Business, shall we? Okay, I'm gonna try my utmost best to be slow during this video, making this video or content for this video, and because there's a reason why. So firstly, I would like to say this video, you're not watching it by mistake. I want to address something. A friend of mine just asked a question via WhatsApp because I did upload the video number 19. It's all about this file underscore layout in ASP.NET MVC. So he asked if am I teaching people programming or am I explaining my app. So I want to rectify something. I don't just have an app. I build a system. And then this definition of a system, it's according to what I have. When you look at my solution Explorer in Visual Studio 2019, this is a system. Okay, there is a mobile application for Android, iOS. There is a desktop application for UWP. There is a web applications for MVC and web API. So it's not an app, it's a system. Okay, so I did tell him that the answer is too broad. So let me explain why you're watching my video. It's because I'm trying to explain how I got to build this entire system. Now you need to understand something. Although I'm a student currently at CUT did not contribute nothing to this. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I self-taught myself programming with the little things because I spent 4-year gap before I went back to school to complete my diploma. And then I already have another system that I'm still busy with. It's a big one. It's called Spy 8. So that's when I put everything I've learned into it. So 2020, just go to video number 1 or the overview where I explain how identical dogs was birthed. So that's the primary objective of this YouTube channel, of this video that you're watching right now and the previous videos. So for you to understand how I got this far, please go to video number 0, because video number 0 is a project we did for CUT as a third-year student for Will in IT. So there are certain things I've learned working with other people, but this I built all by myself. And on top of that, I have a new system called C versus C. So if I go to GitHub, oh, by the way, I uninstalled Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge. Now I went back to Firefox. So I've configured quickly. Okay. So I have a new system called C versus C. It's completely .NET Core. So it's a system, I'm still busy with it. I was doing something just now, just that I have a bug. And then I'm like, no, let me go and record. I'll come back to it. So it's not just for somebody out there. It's also for me. I want to remind myself of how I built this system. And then the one thing I promised on the overview video is that there are going to be mistakes you're going to see live. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm going to be completely raw. This kind of content is nowhere on the internet. That's why I name my videos from number 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way now to video number 22. So that you can understand how I got to build it. I covered a lot of things when I did a series on Solution Explorer where I explained all these projects, what do they do, all of them. I did cover some of the services, external services that I've used, including Google Play. I did extensive walkthrough. I did talk about HostKing as my hosting provider. I did talk about App Center, Syncfusion, and then there are many, and there are many to come. The next video, I'm going to do another one for SMSes. How do I issue out SMSes? So this is me to show how I did it, not to teach programming. I know that people that are big-headed, it's okay, you have a stable job, you're working for employer. But this is also targeting somebody, who's still fresh from university or still in university, but like to, start a development of an app of some sort. It can be a mobile application, it can be a web application, or they would like to know how the databases, how do you connect all these things. So it's meant for them. also is to show off to my recruiters that at least I know something I built from ground up. So as for people being taught programming, I don't think I can master the art of teaching people programming, because then you're gonna have to pay a lot of money for me to teach you, and I'm very good, and then you build systems. Because yeah, let's get down to business. Okay, so like I said, I'm now using Firefox. My Visual Studio was slow. I identified so many things. I installed certain things. I moved around certain things, okay, but I don't need GitHub right now. I need let's see, I'm gonna do 3 videos / episodes. Right now I need to cover, in fact I should do it now. I need to show you what I'm gonna do today. So let's go to identical docs. Okay, so I was busy from video number 20 and then 21. So video number 20 I did part 1 for register page, and then video number 21 I did part 2 of register page, but I also did add phone number. So let's see how that works. Okay, and I have my phone. You're gonna hear the funny sound, and then that's what I'm gonna explain. How did I do it? Oh, okay, so I have this YouTube_user. It's a newly registered account we did yesterday, or should I say on video number 20? Please go back to video number 20. So let's log in. Now notice what's gonna happen. Like I said, I'm gonna do another video for login. What happens on login? But this I covered yesterday. Remember that? Good. So I'm gonna enter my number. We went through validations and all that. Okay, 429-00389. Please don't call my number. I do have a girlfriend. I'm not single. Thank you very much. So this is my actual cell phone number. Okay. Now I'm gonna hit submit. It's gonna send an SMS right now. Let's give it a second. It's about to cry. My phone's about to cry. Give it a second. There we go. So I'm looking at it right now. It's a 361958. Remember that number? 361958. Let me check again. 361958. Okay, good. Now, then I can start. What am I gonna do today? So I'm gonna introduce another service called BulkSMS.com. It's not a South African product, but it can operate through South Africa and other countries. Now, this service, big shout out to my friend, my best friend, Lungile. He's the one that bumped into this many years ago when I was building, experience for myself, teaching myself programming. So he came to this website, or he identified this website, and then I took over by figuring out how it works. Okay, so this is a website. Please, I'm only gonna read this part. Get your message across. A leading provider of business messaging solution offering two-way SMS communication from anywhere at any time. Yes, I do have an account with them. I'm not gonna go to certain things that they talk about, these people. Yeah, so you can. Yeah, but the one thing you should know though, use our SMS API. Send SMSes automatically from your application of choice. Okay, I can also send from the web. I haven't tried the desktop. I haven't tried the iPhone. But yeah, I'm using the API. Cool. So I believe the developer, that's where you're gonna get the code for API. Please go take a look at it. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna cover that because I need to cover what's in my system from this service. Okay, let me log in. And I also did help the same guy I'm talking about last year when he was working on his 3rd year IT project for Will. He did bump into BulkSMS, but I did help him with configuring the code. He had the code already, but making it work. Let's see if I still remember my credentials. Okay, the one thing that they did, these people, Which one is it? This might be incorrect password. Yeah, no, I figured out it was incorrect password. What about this one? Oh, this is gonna kick me out. No, let me look for this password. Oh no, this is wrong. Sorry, that is wrong. Okay, let's do this. You see, that's another thing. Wait, that's another thing. Let me just go off the script a bit. You see, it says username or password incorrect twice, and then there was T here, right? The question is, does this system trigger account logout? Because this user doesn't exist, so is it possible for it to trigger account logout on this user? That's a very interesting question. That means then the number of attempts for me to get this thing right can be resetted now that I'm removing T, correct? So this is my passion for programming then. So let's see this one. Okay, this one is still wrong. Oh no. Okay, now let me look at this password. See, yeah, the things that we bump into. I know a lot of passwords, so yes, it is the one. Because what I do every year, I change these passwords. Yeah, now I'm in. Good. Yes, please save. I don't want to do this again. Okay. Now, the first thing that you're gonna have to notice is this: logged in as my username. Okay. And then another thing is that you're gonna see credits. If you look at the credits, I have a 458. These are the number of SMSes. I buy a lot of SMSes every I think 3 months. Yes, so this is the only thing you need to know. So you can do whatever you want to do, figure out this thing, how it works, blah, 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 and all that. So send messages. Send. I can send message right now, compose. I can create contacts. I can receive messages. Yes, we tried this. I can configure certain things. Okay, I can buy those credits. Now, send messages. If I say, no, let's view that. There's one I just sent right now, 2021, the 28th of June, 1539. There we go, a few minutes ago, delivered to my cell phone number, and this is the cell phone number. Okay, and that is cell phone number. Apologies for that. Now, you see it says, hello, your security code is this number, 361958, the same number as that I put there temporarily for identical docs website, and will expire in 5 minutes. So this is a service I use. Now, how does it work though in the context of my system? That's another thing why I put together this content, that you will know about this service. Oh, you can do this. There are multiple services such as Twilio, something like that, and SendGrid. And there's another one called SendGrid, I believe. And I wanna make a statement out of these two services. Yes, see, they can also send for SMS. It's a complex thing to set up. Their price and everything, and I don't trust them. Now you know. SendGrid, I did try it also, but still, it's yeah, they do have. Wait, they do have, right? SMS. It's not just email. But why do they keep on? Okay, apologies if this is not the one, but I did bump into SendGrid while I was trying to figure out SMS service that can send SMSs, but Chile is one of them. Okay, cool. Now we are done. So I'm still on this project. This is ASP.NET MVC, also ASP.NET Web API. It's 2-in-1 project. We did cover this in a previous video. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to controllers, focusing on MVC. I'm gonna go to account controller. I hope Visual Studio is not gonna do its funny stuff. And I'm gonna go to login. Okay, but we don't need this. The only thing we need is not in here, because this is where we send the SMS. So let's go now, change gears to manage controller and not account controller. Manage controller, we're gonna focus on add phone number because I was busy with it yesterday. And then this is the guy that's responsible for actually sending the SMS, but it doesn't start here. I'm not gonna get into this. This is not for how you set up, but the code that I managed to get, from the community, because there is the one here that's basic and simple, but I got the one that's complicated. Now, so the one thing you need to know, though, I can show you, is if you go to app_start, we go to identity config class. This is where I did set up the SMS. Plug in your SMS service here to send a text message. So I have a custom class called backend of SMS API, and then please stay tuned for the next video where I'm gonna be talking about a new project called SMS API. Okay. Now let's go to this class. So it's under helpers, and we're gonna find it here. Here it is, backend of SMS API. I hope there are no sensitive credentials. Oh no, they are not. Good, cool. So this is how I set up. Firstly, these three guys are coming from a web.config file, this file. You need the URL, because remember, this is an API. It's a web API also, this. So part of the address has to do with this domain. Part of the URL has to do with this domain, but I'm not gonna show it to you. And then you need the username. You need the password for it, the same credentials I used to authenticate myself on this platform. You need those ones. Now, this is the method. Oh, there are multiple methods. Let me do this. This method is the main method. BulkSMS.send API. It expects the destination, the body, and then here's something interesting. We need to know this Boolean flag, because this is a custom code where, okay, I'm expecting a phone number to where we're gonna send the SMS to. I'm expecting the body, what would be the message body, and then check this Boolean flag. Use internal body is true or false. So in this case, I said to be true, but there is where I'm saying to false. So this is where I can just go to references and show you the references, because there's where I use false, but I just want to show you the references. This is why I like Visual Studio. So do you see the number of times I'm using this backend of SMS API where I send the messages? So this is why I said true. Account controller, this is where I said false. Business controller, I said false. Document, I said to false. Business controller, again false. Subscription, I said to false. And then user control, I said to false. And then phone number V1, this web API, yes, in the same project, I said to false. There we go. So now you know. So I'll explain this. This is what comes from BulkSMS. I don't intend to make this video long, but I want to focus on this specific method. the very first thing you need to do in this case, you need to have the first part of the number. This is me. This thing it's not anywhere on the internet. This is me who figured out how it works, because if you look at one of the message SMS that was sent out, it starts with the plus 27. So they substitute 0 to say we're going to replace 0 with plus 27. I figured out this thing later on when I sent an SMS the first time using this dashboard, that why did they substitute. Then I figured out why it wasn't sending out the SMS. So in my case, first part of number, which is 27, second part of the number is going to come directly from phone number, and then second part of the number. So what we do is that we do substring. So you should know substring, right? Cool. Now this way I remove something and then I get something, and then I end up having second part of the number. Well, first part, which is 27, and then second part of the number. Cool. And then the SMS body. Now this way I use internal. If the boolean is true, it's going to use hello with whatever the body is for identical dogs website, and it will expire in 5 minutes. That's exactly what we see here. Hello, your security code is this guy. It's part of the body that comes in. Other than that, if this guy is false, it's gonna use its own body where I say a lot of stuff. This is external body, and I use comments to make it clean. And other than that, this code, I'm not gonna get into it. It's what makes this API to work. There are certain things that we did, like data, SMS invitation to member, sent, username, password, MSI, SDN, and SMS body. And then we had to, I think I had to look at the number of retries, as you can see there, because sometimes it takes a while, a number of sleep time, it takes a while. And then, yes, we continue again with this method where we're like, okay, we allow concatenate, yes, so that, because remember this guy, it's 160 characters, but we can concatenate and make it 2 SMSes for one. Like one big SMS can take 2 SMSes, like 2 credits of an SMS. So there are certain things that you need to customize here. And then formatted server response, and this is what we do. And then send the SMS, this is what we do. And then when we post, because it's an API, yes, I know stuff like this. Yes, we have to make sure it's a post verb or post HTTP method. And then, yeah, this is the guy that's responsible for making it happen. So in a nutshell, like I said, I'm gonna keep this video short. This is BulkSMS in the context of my system, how I got to put it together. Okay, the next video that I'm gonna make, it's because my new system, I'm gonna need 1 and 2. But it's a problematic because then I'm duplicating the same thing that works. So I created for myself a .NET web API web application called SMS API.identicaldogs.co.za. So this is what I've used now, that I'm gonna make an extensive video on this guy next up. So yeah, stay tuned for this one. Thank you.